Hello, my friends. Today is August the 1st. Happy Lammas. This is a four-card pull. If this is your birth date, this is a psychic reading for you. This is a four-card pull to cover the year to follow. A lens card to look at the year, a challenge you might face this year, an action you can take to stay in balance, and an outcome or synopsis card. I do psychic readings. I do healing work for nearly 40 years. Check out my credits. I do one-on-one personal readings over the internet. I do a lot of work out of my Albuquerque, New Mexico office. So the lens card for the year, this is approximately 6 to 10 minutes, so bear with me. The lens card of the year is the Father, and the Father is all about that part of ourselves that is the Father energy to ourselves, the one that typically traditionally goes out, is the hunter, is the provider, is the protector, is the teacher in the kind of those roles, is the sense of authority quite often. So all those issues around the Father come up, and the issues of the Father are about they too demanding and intolerant, or and petty and selfish, or are they loving and open and giving and honoring and inspiring and encouraging? So the Father issues run through all those kind of levels of things, and the Father issue is also often about, is there a Father present? Is there a Father emotionally present? Is there a Father physically present? Is there a Father willing to be a Father present? And all those things are inside of you or inside of us, and we get to search through that kind of jungle of what does it mean to be a father, what does it mean to be a loving father and an encouraging father versus a selfish father and a tyrannical father who won't let children be themselves or feel themselves or take care of themselves. So it's all those kind of issues that might come up for you. August the 1st, people, your particular challenge is, it's a kind of a big karmic challenge, Wheel of Fortune. I like to think of this as, if you understand Ganesha, the elephant god who removes obstacles from one's path, I think the Wheel of Fortune card is a lot about that. Something is being removed that has been an obstacle to you. Now, that might scare you on some level. Whatever is presented to you might come out of the blue, like, some kind of bolt of lightning or some kind of prominent experience that stops you and changes your route and pushes you in a whole new direction. Some might find that challenging, but overall, the Wheel of Fortune card is a promising card. It's a karmic healing card. It's things are going to move in a new direction. And are you open and ready for it, or are you afraid of it and denying it? And I think the challenge is to be open and ready for something new this year that might, again, change the course of your world, change the course of your life. It might be around fathers, it might be around your sense of being a father to yourself or to others. It might be a sense of, how do I do this now? How do I navigate this now? How do I go through this now? And, I think the old issues of ourselves might be coming up. The challenge might be the old issues of ourselves as able to face something, able to, be good enough to face something, able to be strong enough to face something, especially with a sense of strength and courage and truth and love and compassion, which, the ultimate father issues are, about love and compassion and wanting your children to grow and thrive. But if you were never taught that, if your father was never taught that and gave that to you, then, often we have the fathers from the past that come through. So this could be a lot about fathers challenging you, your inner father or your outer father, or your that source of how you do life might be saying, no, you can't do it that way. No, you can't do that. No, you can't do this. No, that's bad. That's wrong. It might be those kind of things, or it might be that encouraging father that really wants to say, here's the action card, porcupine. Put down your defenses. Put down your porcupine quills. You can take care of yourself if you need to take care of yourself. You can stay safe when you need to stay safe, but mostly you need to be open and vulnerable, like the porcupine. You know, their bellies are soft. They have nurturing. Caretaking qualities for their family, for their children. They provide shelter, they provide defense, they provide food, they provide encouragement. So this, the porcupine is a good example, I think, of a great father. You know, if the father needs to defend the children, those porcupine quills come up and they're a good defense. So, right words, right actions, right things. But the porcupine doesn't usually have to hold those porcupine quills up as a defense. Most people understand if they see a porcupine, oh, just stay the hell away from them. Some beings want to try to get at them. Usually, especially animals end up with mouthfuls of quills, and others who inadvertently might brush up against them if might have something. But porcupine is pretty intentional, and it's just there wanting to defend itself. So I think if you understand that you can defend yourself with whatever is needed, but most of the time you can be really vulnerable and open and show your soft belly and show your love and show your compassion through whatever change happens for you, then you are going to be in a better space than maybe going to old traditional stuff that inside of you, or it's been handed down the lines of, oh, you have to defend this at all costs, or blah blah blah, whatever might be the old issues. Here's the outcome or synopsis card. I'd love to see this as a playful child making hand imprints on the wall, lazing lovingly, in the sunlight of the afternoon, feeling the cool on the back and the sun on the face and the body, and making art and creativity and joy, but mostly just a sense of being at peace and being okay with what flows, and trusting. Again, trusting is a big word here, and I think this card, the playful child, this card, the trusting adult, that says I can defend myself. This card, the challenge, is letting life take place, letting life come to you. You're not in control of Wheel of Fortune. You're not in control of what is given to you to deal with. So how do you want to face that? With anxiety of the father that wants to run away, or the father that wants to, make everything wrong outside of themselves because they don't necessarily understand what's happening, and they have to put some kind of control around it for them to feel safe? Or is this the father that feels safe, that feels encouraging, that feels like this is gonna take us to a good place, lead us to a new land, find our way, our path in a new way, and encourages us to shine our own light and be our own authentic selves, and find our own truth on the path of one's journey? Blessed be.